So look what I got to go with my Space He-Man. It's been shown a billion times by a billion YouTubers, but here it is. There is Space Skeletor. Now, um, obviously you know what this figure's about. I need to get more of the Space He-Man era action figures. There's a many. There's a few, but what I wanted to do was show you. Now they look. I mean, they complement each other, right? But can you tell the difference between these two? Besides the backings, can you notice one significant thing? Yep, if you haven't guessed it already, besides that there's fine print. I don't know what is with all this fine print, by the way. The significant thing is that this one has a caption for the story, right? By the power of Eternia, the endangered planet of Primus is under attack by the evil mutants. Leaving the Galactic Guardians but one choice, they travel back through time to summon the one hero who could save them, He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Skeletor has nothing. I mean, nothing. There's nothing here. I mean, what is this? This is all in Russian, isn't this? This is all Russian. Am I looking at Russian here? It's all in Russian. I don't know what that is. I guess it's copyright stuff. Okay. I don't know what that is. Also available. So that's the problem here that I see, is that there is no story. Now, does the story define the character? If you saw an Adolf Hitler action figure and you didn't know who Adolf Hitler was, let's say you lived in the Andaman Islands your whole life, would you buy it? Would it look interesting to you? If it was Mussolini, if it was a Klansman with a pointed hood, if it was Gaddafi or Vladimir Putin, or if it was anything could be I don't know. Let's see. Or if it was like Ray Skywalker, or Rose Tico, or I'm trying to think of anybody, like real life people that are scary. But if you wanted context, right? Now these are fictional characters, but wouldn't you want context, right? If you saw that Rose Tico action figure and you didn't know who the fuck Rose Tico was, or you didn't know who Reva Savander, the one of the Inquisitors from Star Wars, if you didn't know who Reva was and you saw that Reva action figure, does context matter? And I'm going to move these things out of the way. So, does the context matter when it comes to the toy? Or do you just want to buy it because it looks cool? Now, most people probably would just buy it because it looks cool, but you'd want to know who Skeletor was. Now, this Skeletor in particular, and I'm just going to go by the comics and the cartoon. Skeletor was the ruler of the Dark Hemisphere of Eternia for many years. And one day, his troops come to see him and say they're trying to plan an assault on the castle of Eternia where King Randor is, Queen Marlena. And both He-Man and Skeletor get sent to the future by Flipshot and the other guy. I forgot the other guy. They take him to the future to go and fight on Primus. This is where Lady Slither is, and Lady Slither gets sent by Trollins, by the unnamed one, to go to the past. So Lady Slither technically is part of the space era. I never see any space gear on her. But anyway, so we don't have no text here. So the comic book shows Skeletor, regular Skeletor, and he gets battle scarred fighting He-Man, but he realizes He-Man and Prince Adam are one of the same. It's not known in the cartoon that he knows that. He knows that in the mini comic books. In these mini comics here, that I'll show you the context of it. But we won't go into the mini comics itself as a topic. I just want to talk about She-Ra. It's in here. We'll find it. So here he is fighting, and we now see the context of what this Skeletor is. So he gets blasted by the powers of the past and future joined. Prince Adam is no more. And so Skeletor is really damaged. But in all this time, he finds a way to get off the ship, and he gets into an escape pod and leaves. And then later on, he gets the power. He gets the power to become a cyborg enhanced Skeletor. So you know that from the comic books, okay? From the little mini comics, you know this context. But the toy itself does not tell you this, okay? And the problem is, if by chance there are any, well, I don't know about little kids, but let's just say a teenager found this interesting and said, I don't understand what's all this about. He doesn't know. So do captions, do stories define the character? That's why they put little mini comics. But honestly, as they would tell you, the mini comics were there just as a bonus. They weren't there to define the characters necessarily, but they wrote little stories, and that's why you see these little stories in here to tell you about the action figures that you're holding in your hand when you go, I'm going to go into the castle, I'm going to take over Castle Grayskull or Starship Eternia, which they have yet to make a reissue of that, but here it is. So I do believe that they should define the character. I think you need those captions, okay? He-Man has those captions, Skeletor does not, and I think that that's important. Mattel's getting lazy about it. Galactic Protector, you know? Here he is in that green. So when you see this caption, and I'm glad it's good English and not like Heroes, bad English, um, it really helps you to want to buy the character, I think. Yes, you could buy it because it's cool, but does the story not define the character? I think it does, and I think that's important. So I'm a little disappointed when I picked up this. I picked up Skeletor this Friday at Target, and the only reason I really bought him, one, because I don't have enough Skeletor figures, and also and enough of the space era, but most importantly, Lady Slither is coming as early as Thursday or Friday, if not Monday, and she's part of the space era with Optic and the mutants and all these other characters. So she's part of all that. Mara's on He-Man's side. Like Mara's like the modern Teela. So that's all I want to talk about for Maestro Scripts. I'm going to be looking at other things and taking a look around to see. I can look around the room, find out what's important, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about as far as story and development. So story defines the character, I think, and the more story you know about a character, whether you watch Skeletor on TV, if it was a video game, which there aren't many great He-Man video games, comic books, definitely the comic books, if not the cartoons, then you would want to pick up this figure way more than if you didn't know shit about who Skeletor was. So that's my take on that. All right.